Hey guys, welcome to the Plumbers of Data Science podcast. Today, let's talk about Excel, especially for people who work with data all the time. And I guess you have seen these memes too. We're like, okay, we need a pipeline. We need to be real time. We need to create a dashboard. And then the question at the end is, how can I export this to Excel? Right? And I feel like we are always fighting against Excel. Why are people using Excel? We have these awesome dashboards and so on. So let's just talk about it. Should we just, instead of fighting them, join them and build better Excel? That's like, I've been thinking about this. People want to use it. Why not? And then make the Excel actually, for instance, capable to get data from a lakehouse. Right? So let me know your comments. If you listen to this, go on YouTube, go to our Plumbers of Data Science YouTube channel and comment under this video. I want to hear your thoughts about this. So the whole process, why I think this is a good idea. When we will think about, okay, people want to work with data and we have a lot of data. Data is laying in the data lake, and we're building a lake house out of it. So that means in the data lake, we have CSV files, we have text files, we have Parquet files, and so on. And for the analyst, for somebody who wants to work with the data, let's say for management, we need to make this data somehow accessible so that they can use this, for instance, in their presentations or in Excel sheets, right? The problem is always, how can you make this data accessible? How can you have these file types be accessible by tools or by people? So one thing that we very often do, and this is where the lakehouse comes in, is we have our files, we create a data catalog from our files, and basically then create, again, tables with columns and rows out of these files. So you have a CSV file, every row is a row in a table, and every CSV or comma separated value is a column in that table. So that's the first step that we do with the lakehouse, right? We make the data, or we give the data the form of a table. So then people can work with the data and they understand the table format. That's why Excel is so good. People understand the table format and it's so flexible and clear. I would say this is the clearest thing ever. And you can take the data, you can copy it, paste it somewhere else, create a visualization out of it. So table format is the first thing. We have our files in the data lake. We create a table format out of this, so make this data accessible as a table. And then how do we do this? So what's happening? We use SQL or SQL, as some people say, to actually then, because now the data is in a format of a table, we can easily query this with the structured query language with SQL. Select this data from A, join table B, where this thing is, and then order the results ascending or descending. And then it's very easy to create actually, or get results from that, and then create graphics or create tables and so on. Create result tables. So we would still have the table format, would work, right? This could work in Excel. So this way we would have the data lake, we would have files in the data lake, we would have a data catalog that turns these files into tables. We query the data with SQL, and then we bring this into a tool like Excel. Right now we're doing this, or we're getting this into a tool like a BI tool or a dashboard. That's the thing. And we all fighting that now we create these dashboards. Nobody uses the dashboards. Everybody wants to extract the dashboards into Excel. So why not just get in there and create a better Excel? The features that are in Excel are very good either way. Let's extend this to be able to work with the data, or work with SQL to get data from a data lake, to get data from a database, and work with online data. And at some point you could say, okay, now I can make a copy paste. I copy that data, paste it somewhere in the file, in the sheet, or in another sheet, and then the data is just in your sheet and you can share this sheet and so on, just like a normal Excel. I think that would be really cool. I know it could be hard because like, how would you build this tool? I don't think it's super easy to build a new Excel, right? Google did this. Google has their own Google Sheets. Most likely they have a lot of developers, but I'm always thinking that we can create these awesome computer games and we can create so much stuff. Why can't we just create another Excel? Or is there a way to extend this? I know you can, if you have data stored in a data lake through Google Cloud, you can use your Google Sheets to actually access the data. But I think that's only half of the thing, right? It should be, I have my tool and let's just get the data directly from the data lake. So this is just a Friday thought. I think this would be very cool. This could also have a high impact on the actual technology behind it, right? Because for us engineers, you need to facilitate this lakehouse structure and this lakehouse connection from a Excel-like tool. So you would need a data catalog. You would need to have some kind of pre-processing, right? Because you cannot do the processing on the actual computer, because most likely it's a lot of data behind. So you're falling back into this data warehouse architecture or data warehouse thing where the data is in the cloud, the processing is in the cloud, the tables are in the cloud, but we have our very simple, let's say, table calculation tool, which is Excel, to actually be able to access that data. I think that's a big step that is missing, and I'm excited to hear your thoughts on this. What do you think? Yeah, that's my Friday thought. Would be interesting for engineering. Maybe it's time to create an architecture for this. Yeah. Okay. Thanks for listening and see you next week.